Santa came early, picking up the 2019 BMW R1250 GS Adventure HP. Wow, this feels nice. It's like instantly responsive. It's just got a little bit more urgency low down than the 1200 for sure. It actually feels a little bit more than a kind of 55 or whatever it was cc hike. It feels much more like 100 cc's really, and definitely has that little bit more in the way of torque. Look at that beautiful clear TFT screen and a beautiful clear Navsat 6. It's really, really nice. I like the fact that they've moved to the black bars now. They've changed this cover for something new, or just redesigned it a bit, and all the switchgear is now black with white letters. Really, really very nice. A lot of people don't like the white handguards. I don't mind them, but they probably show the dirt and the bugs a whole lot more than black. This is lovely, very, very smooth. Super nice. I have a MRA X screed to go on at home. I have a non-drill pressure fit fender extender for the front mudguard, and I have some I think they're called X-Space rubberized matting for the top of the panniers, and I have a pannier protection kit film coming from a company called Humvee in the UK to plastic wrap the panniers before I use them in anger to protect them. I've also got my highway pegs, which are a universal fit that I might put on this bike. I'm not sure yet. First impressions are great. Just the first few miles picking up from the dealership here, it feels great. It's come with the full-on Anarchy adventures, and they are a really good looking compromise between on-road and off-road use. They're not aggressive with great big sipes like the Karoo 3s, and they're not quite as kind of road sport like the old Anarchies, for instance, but they look like they'll be really good on a fire trail, and they look like they'll be good at clearing water in the wet as well. So hoping for good things from it. And initial impressions are fine. The bike is steering really well. Tyres feel like they have plenty of grip, and hopefully I'll get on well with them. I'll have to see once I've ridden it in the rain, put a few miles on them, and also how they're wearing over distance. I noticed the front doesn't look like it has particularly deep tread patterns, so we'll just have to see how they fare. Wow, this is nice. You know, as twins go, whether they are an L twin, a V twin, parallel twin, in this configuration, an opposed twin, in terms of kind of low revs, 3,500–4,000 revs, it's so smooth, it's just cake. It's still got enough rumble there to give feedback and make you feel characterful, fun and engaging, but it's just super smooth. Feels really, really nice, really slick, very easy to live with. Very nice. Alright. So I've got the seat in the low position, front and rear, and be interesting to see how I get on with that with my long legs, or whether I want to put it up to the higher setting. And this bike, unlike my last GS Adventure, has got standard height suspension, and I think it will be far better for me, particularly when pushing it hard through the bends and the mountains and really throwing it around like a sports bike, I'm going to be scraping the edges of my toes far less, I think, in the corners. So I'm glad I've gone for the standard suspension this time. And wow, what a knockout visually. The colour scheme of this bike is just gorgeous. I didn't realise that the gold wheels have a nice metallic fleck to them, and also the blue has a nice metallic fleck, so it's not until you wheel it out the showroom and you get it in the bright sunshine, which we're blessed with in Georgia very regularly, that you really see how pretty the paint is on this. And I really like the white side panels on this. It has big GS motif graphics like my last triple black did, with the silver graphics on white, and it also has the I was going to say embossed, but it's actually concave GS print in the aluminum panel itself, which is again another really nice touch. So I don't know how much of the engine you can hear it tick over here, but I can say that it definitely feels more refined than the non-VVT model in terms of the noise. The 1200 always had that tappety kind of top end tappet type noise. You know, reliable, but it still can sound a bit ropey at low revs, and a bit lumpy at low revs, and a bit tappety at low revs as well. This is much quieter, and as a result it certainly sounds more refined, but also the delivery is more refined. The fueling of this bike is just absolutely cream. I mean, it's like the very best setup bike with carburetors set up on a dyno with a custom fuel mat. It's that kind of silky smoothness. It never feels like it's been run with an inconsistent fuel mix. It just has a gorgeous torque to it. So yeah, currently very happy with initial impressions. It feels pretty spot on. Feels like putting on your favourite jeans and a comfy pair of slippers. It's just really nice. No complaints. So flicking through the menu here at the top, probably won't come out on camera, but I've got like a dasher's indicator of how much fuel I have left. I have total miles done, which is now 14. I have my trip A 8.3, trip 2 8.3, and my tyre pressures currently 37 and 43, which is pretty spot on. It should be 36.42. Showing miles to empty, which is currently 268 miles, and back again. Now you can go into the system settings and you can change those variables, so if you want additional information shown, you can show that as well, but that's just the key ones that I wanted, that I went through with the salesman Rick to set up what the initial display is. I've got my heated grips over on the right hand side, which is 2-stage. I've got my riding modes. Over here on the left I have a menu button. If I hold the menu button down at the top, it will toggle the spin wheel to act between the TFT or the Garmin GPS, and it'll actually tell me in the top left hand corner of the TFT which I'm currently active, which the scroll wheel is currently active for, and it just toggles between the two basically. So that's nice and simple. And you've got your ABS off, and you've got your suspension. I've got it currently in auto, so that works well. I'm liking that, and you can obviously adjust that as well. You've got your hazards over here, and you've got your cruise control. The screen is adjusted by the spin wheel here. It's still not perfect in my view. Should be on the left, the adjustment, so you can keep your hand on the throttle while you adjust it, and it should be a simple like squeeze and pull type affair, a bit like they've done on Ducati Multistrada, for instance. but you know, that's a niggle. And an option of heated seats might be nice for those that want it, but other than that, the bike is pretty much utter perfection for most people's uses. And if you like this kind of style bike for touring on, if you like your adventure, if you like your touring done up in the adventure style, this is such an easy bike to live with, and really hard to ignore whether you're solo or two up, with luggage or without. This bike can just do everything exceptionally well, so there's no wonder it continues to sell in droves. So I went from the dealers a bit later than I would like. It's like we've got like 11:30 on the clock really, and I was hoping to get away just after 10. But Jerry and I will still go up into the mountains, I'm sure, today, and put a few miles on the bikes, and just enjoy them for what they are. Wow, this is nice. Santa came early. I must have been a very, very good boy this year. I hear the jing jing jing-a-ling ding. Lovely weather to ride on a GS sleigh with you. What a beautiful part of the world this is. Chattahoochee Nature Centre just there on the left. Got the Chattahoochee River on the right that runs pretty much all the way through Georgia, right through to the heart of the city in Atlanta. Just a lovely place to live and work and play. So should existing owners of the R1200 GS stroke GSA move up to the 1250? I'm sure it's on the minds of a lot of owners, and what I'd say is that if you love the bike you have, there's no need to. And if your bike is kind of low mileage and low in age, there's no need to. There's absolutely no need to. The 1200 is such a good machine. It's brilliant. It's utterly brilliant. But if you're coming to the BM world or the GS stroke GSA world from a different bike and manufacturer, or perhaps your GS has seen better days, it's getting older, its mileage is creeping up, and you're thinking, is now the time right? Is this a worthy enough upgrade? And you're looking at the lovely clear TFT screen, and you're thinking about the extra grunt that 1250 VVT has, and the more refinement and the more toys like the hill hold control and the general looks and blinginess, which, let's face it, it looks a darn sight better than you know, previous years. Hell yeah, go for it. Don't even sweat it. Don't give it a second thought. As long as it doesn't make you wince and cry, whatever your trade deal is to swap, just do it. You will be happy. You absolutely will be happy with this bike. You know, so there's just no question in my mind. If you like competent bikes that do everything well, that you can throw around a bit like a sports bike and get away with it, yet you can throw your partner on the back and a weekend or a week's luggage and cruise away high mileages every day in comfort, this is great. This is exactly what you want. That's a bit dangerous, isn't it? So it's just so nice. Everything feels that little bit, you know, turned up to 11 really. The damping just feels better on the bike. Fueling just feels better. The refinement overall is just better. So yeah, it's a no-brainer if you're in the market and you're kind of itching to pull the trigger and you're on the cusp of deciding. It's always a terrible time, isn't it? You torture yourself. Am I buying the right vehicle? Is the price right? Will I be happy with the colour? Will I be happy with it long term? Particularly if you have to borrow a lot of money over a long period of time, say, you want to make sure it's the right decision. But these bikes are pretty reliable. BMW stand by their warranties, and they're very good in terms of recalls or standing by any problems you have with the machines. The dealers tend to be very, very good, and they're very low maintenance with shaft drive, good fit and finish, and good source of raw materials, another GS. And yeah, you know, it's a good if you have to put money into a bike as a long-term proposition, you can put it in far worse places than a BMW, and particularly a GSA, if you want to be kind of happy with it and not bored with it 12 months down the line. So have BMW reinvented the wheel with this bike? No, I don't think so. Is this just a mild midlife refresh? No, I think it's much more than that, because a lot of things have changed some of the bodywork. It's got a bigger capacity, it's got a different style top end, it's got completely remapped fueling, it's got variable valve timing, it's got more power and torque, and I think it's a worthy refresh. I don't think it's like, you know, kind of like a totally brand new model, like a clean sheet brand new Boxer 1400 or something like that. It's not that. But you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want to alienate existing GSA owners. You want to keep them happy with incremental updates that basically say, you'll be fine, it's just like your old one, you feel really comfortable and at home. You haven't messed about with any of the good stuff that you really like, you know, smokes through the rims so you can wear tubeless tyres and all that good stuff, you know. But we just tweaked everything. Everything's a little bit more buttery smooth. You know, the clutch is lighter, the throttle response is lighter, it's more positive, it's more feedback, it's smoother, it's more refined, the suspension is better, it's more comfortable. It's just that kind of little tweak in so many areas that the sum of those upgrades just make you think, yeah, this wasn't a lazy grab stuff from the parts being bolted on and just charge some more money for it nonsense. This is you know, there's been boffies in scientists in laboratories scratching their heads for many hours and many days and weeks to try and think how they improve on what a lot of people already considered, you know, the perfect all-round motorcycle ever made. So full credit to BMW. Well done, lads, you've done a good job. Everything's going my way.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate all your feedback and support for the Ride On channel. I hope you're already a Ride On subscriber, but if not, please subscribe straight away. And last but not least, ride often, ride carefully, ride on.